Hello everyone, sorry it took a little bit. I was trying to make some coffee. But yeah, how's it going? Hopefully everything's been going well for you. Hopefully your morning's going well. My day's one of those weird ones where I'm like, I don't know what I need. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm like, you know what? I don't really need anything. But no, it's like one of those like, I want to make a video. I want to do some streaming because that's what I enjoy. And the last thing I said was going to be a giant mod pack for Skyrim, and I played a little bit of it. I don't think I could stream it safely. So it's very likely, and this might test me more, I'm going to record it off stream, unless I can find another place where I could stream not safe for work stuff. Because the moment I got taken down, instead of dying, straight up dying, as I think you should, but the mod packs are really, really hard, like one arrow to the head. I suddenly see my health bar go from 90 health points to negative 160. I'm like, okay. Headshots might matter. Headshots might matter. But yeah, when I went down, suddenly my clothes were gone. And I'm like, oh, why? Straight up nude. So yeah, I don't think I could safely do that. I could probably safely record it off stream, edit it to have my little emojis cover the bits, and call that good. Because it is a good, amazing mod pack. They changed a lot of Skyrim, so I'm gonna take my time to enjoy it. I like it. Might take a while. But yeah, because of that, it also broke my Fallout New Vegas because I had to redo Vortex. I had to do a lot of other things just to get this Skyrim mod pack working. But I actually enjoyed my time with the Fallout New Vegas. You know what? I'll talk more about this later. Probably in the middle of the packs. We'll filter? No, not filter. Rewind. Come back. There we go. Come back to this topic as we open cards. But yeah, today we're going to be opening some Grand Archive cards. This is a game that I've started, when was it? October? August? September? Wait, let me check. September? August, September, October. Maybe August. It was very recently. I just know I played it. I was like, oh, sweet. I'm going to sign up for a tournament. Sign up for a tournament that I didn't know was basically like the Grand Prix. Granted, I did win one round. One full round, I won. Not match, round. No. I won a match. Won a match, which means I won 2 rounds. Yes. Yeah, let's go ahead and go into the game, shall we? I'm going to turn on the music just a little bit more. And make sure that's on a loop. As we got some cards to open today. Yes. I did a little pre-order of 2 boxes of the latest Grand Archive set, which is Phantom Monarchs. I was going to say Phantom Memories, but nope. And then I also got this, which is a Recollection deck. Now, I do suggest anyone who is interested in Grand Archive to get a Recollection deck, or you could get a Trial deck. They're cheaper for sure. Or look for the Sylvie Recollection deck. Because that's all about slimes and gives you pretty good introduction to the game, I'd say. But yeah, this Recollection is $50. Which basically gives you an entire deck, and how I view it is like, well, most trial decks only give you like one super good card. One super good card, and that's it. That's the entire thing. And then makes you kind of like want to buy 2 or 3 more trial decks, which then if you're paying $15 per trial deck, If you paid for 3 of them, you're getting about 50 bucks right there. Or if it's a 4 card style, in which case it's a little over. And I can't. There we go. All right. And it comes in a nice little box. This little box. Ooh, that's nice. But yeah, it also comes with dice apparently. So no other recollection deck had these D10s. I believe they're basically D10s. 0. Yeah. And it looks like it's a spin. Ooh, okay, that's gonna be interesting. So I did look a little bit up of what this is. These are probably sheen counters. Here is your deck. Here comes some card sleeves. So again, for about 50 bucks, you get all that, and you get 4 packs. So yeah, we're gonna just open that up. Nothing else in the box, it looks like. Let me just double check. Yeah, we are good. So yeah, I'm gonna take a look into the Merlin deck, see what this is all about. But yeah, you get like a full set of each card within the recollection decks. So that I'm good for, and I struggle at this so bad that I always feel like I'm gonna break like this little bit right here. Okay. Wish I knew a better, proper way to open these things that isn't potentially damaging the box. I slightly damaged the box. What is this? Ooh, okay. A keyword pamphlet. I don't think I remember seeing that in the Sylvie deck. And it has all the action words. Ooh, Sheen, class bonus, Merlin bonus, stealth, true sight, prepare. Oh, wow. I wish more had this specific stuff of like key things about your deck. Because I remember when looking at the slimes, I was like, what does this mean? You got your life counter. You got a couple dividers. Nice. Pretty good stuff there. That's the card sleeves. And here is the deck. So this is the main deck. And then these are like all the extra cards. So you can just straight up use this, or if you want to modify, like I need 4 of whatever this card is. Actually, this looks like the Mastery Assassins. Okay, so maybe this is like a CL deck. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through the main deck, take a nice gander at it. Because everyone can just pull up the deck list, I believe. As soon as this is gone. And it looks like the main thing is the water, which I enjoy water. It's water, fire, wind for me. Okay, so we got Merlin. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. I was hoping for the lighting to change, but it looks like it got a little darker. Alright. Draw cards on enter. When you pay 2 if you do summon a Memorite Blade token. Interesting. Okay. Whenever 3 opponents recollects 3 or more cards, for every 3 cards recollected, they put a sheen counter on a unit they control. Okay. So something that messes with your opponent. That's good. 2 sheen counters on target unit when you entered. Draw a card, put a preparation counter on Merlin. Ooh, okay, so we're dealing with assassin preparation stuff. Nice. Assassin human. On enter, you may banish Regalia card from your material deck. If you do so, draw a card and put a preparation counter. Ooh, okay. So we may not be totally caring about Regalia, or still wanting them to be banished. Beginning of your end phase, look at the opponent's memory, banish it from it. Till the end of the opponent's next turn, you may activate that card. Okay. That sounds like a deck I can mess with. Okay, we got Assassin Mantle, Life Essence, Poison Dagger. Those are staples. Prism Spire Scepter. It's a mage staff, but it's a Merlin bonus. Okay. Put 2 Shin counters on champion you don't control. Straightforward. On charge 3. Return Project Crest 2 owner material and recover 3. Okay, so we have to find some way to charge 3 and recover that. Wait. And it goes back to the material deck, so you could do this as many times as you want. Sacrifice Memorite object while paying the cost of this memories card. Okay. +2 as long as the attacker is attacking an ally with 1 or more Shin counters on it. Okay, so we may want to put Shin counters on an enemy champion. As long as Luminous Quartz is rested, it can't be used for an attack. Isn't that how? No, you're tapping your champion. Okay, yeah. Remove preparation counter from champion. As a spell, deal 1 + X damage to target your X amount of Shin counters on it. Ooh, okay, okay. I mean, that's pretty cool. So, what is the Shin counter specifically? Does this tell me what that is? Assassin Guild. Because this is Fractured Memories Mastery, which I think you get just by being a level 1 Merlin. You gain the Fractured Memory Mastery, then you pay 2. Okay. Champion has on ally kill, put X Shin counters on your Fractured Memories, where X is the amount of Shin counters from kill ally. Okay, so this is how you gain Shin counters by killing allies, not the opponent's not the opponent themselves. Champion has on champion hit. You may move all Shin counters on the hit champion. Okay. You may. When 3 or more counters are moved this way, deal 3 damage to that champion. Okay. So it doesn't want to scale it high, but you do kind of want to scale it high if you go for that sword route. Was it this one? X is the amount of Shin counters on it. Yeah. Okay. Might be a little trick deck I'm going to enjoy. And then let's just go through this really quick. There's a few cards I've never... Materials remember cost 0 from material deck. Ooh, okay. Oh, this is... Oh. This might be good for Arisana when you want to... With memory cost 0 from your material deck. Okay. Actually, this is... For a normal element card, that's pretty... I'm going to probably add more of those or add them to my Arisana deck. Crystal Reality was paired. Choose 2 instead. Summon Blade token. Your champion gets True Sight or draw a card. Okay, so True Sight is probably going to be only if you're facing other assassins that go stealth. That's good. A mouse. Dormouse Informant. Put a preparation counter if you have no preparation counters. Not bad. Find the Lost. That's a lot of different Merlins. Pair 1, as long as you find the Lost, was prepared. It has unblockable. Okay, so we're still hitting hard. Gentle's Respite. Okay, that's a card I've seen before. Obelith Escort. Prepare 2. Summon a memory token with a Shin counter on it. If it was prepared, summon an additional token with a Shin counter on it. Okay. Overlapping Visages. Each player sacrifices an ally if at least one non-distortion ally and one distortion ally were sacrificed. As well, you may summon a Lost Being token. Okay, so how many distortion allies does this character this deck have? Because I don't imagine a lot of people using distortion or willingly wanting to sacrifice their distortion ally if they can help it. Protector at all costs. Change of the attack of the token. Okay. Not a bad one. Return to the archive. You may sacrifice a regalia. If you do so, recover and draw a card. I'm unsure how I feel about that one. Summon a Memorite Shardwing token. But with 4, you get to summon 2. Till end of turn, Memorite objects you control gain on hit, put a sheen counter on the hit object. Okay. A way to give your opponent a lot of sheen counters as an ally. As an additional cost, sacrifice an ally. Draw a card, didn't put a preparation counter. Okay. It's not terrible. But again, I've not seen a lot of allies. Well, you're making tokens. I guess, are the tokens you're making distortion allies? If they are, great. Draw a card into memory, put 2 sheen counters on your fractured memories. Whenever your champion levels up, put 2 sheen counters. Okay, so that's good to get up early. And it is a Fantasia. So if I were to just play this as normal, it's basically a pay 2 to draw a card. And it has a Fantasia, which can benefit those that are... Oh, they... Fantasia... type decks, which I think is Dao Chan and some Aerosonic. Basically mostly water, so that's fine. Target opponent puts 3 sheen counters on unit they control. Okay, so you're forcing a person to put sheen counters. And then if you have 6, you could look at opponent's memory, discard a card from it. Ooh, okay. Glimpse 1, then draw. End turn, allies enter the field with an additional sheen counter on them. Yeah, it seems like it would only benefit Merlin than the most. Spell a reaction that prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to target unit this turn. Okay. And then it becomes a class. It's a floating memory for being assassin. Okay. I mean, generally the thing is, I don't think I see much assassins playing water. First time damage prevented from being dealt this way. The unit gains stealth unless the unit pays 2. Until end of turn. I mean, it can't be targeted again. That's fine. We'll say if you rest your champion, if you do, put a preparation counter on them. Okay, if you don't plan to attack that turn, that's fine. Cost 2 less to activate. Each player summons a token copy of each non-distorted regalia they control. These copies become a distortion in addition to its other types. That could be good or bad, depending. Cheshire Cat situation. Merlin bonus. This card costs 3 less to activate, so 3 if you could get Sheen 15. Haven't seen a lot of ways to like double Sheen counters or anything. Champion becomes all class types of a tone its champion in addition to other types. Then look at your opponent's material deck. You may materialize a regalia card from among them, ignoring the elemental requirements. The class changing effect lasts indefinitely. What the f... Okay, so you could take your opponent's regalias. Huh. I don't know the repercussions. Okay, you can only put 1 in there. Interesting. Mage Warrior Sword. So this is a hit on ally kill. Return the killed ally from its owner's graveyard under your control. It becomes a spirit. Okay, if you like something, you're like, it's mine now. And for 4 damage, I can get through a lot. +1 for every 4 Sheen counters on your Fractured Memories. Oh wait, on hit, if it was prepared, double the amount of Sheen counters. Ooh. You're gonna need 4 of those. You're gonna want to stack your deck full of that. Okay, okay. I mean, this looks like it's gonna be an interesting deck. I'll be excited to play it with this. See how it goes through. It definitely kind of fits my vibe of wanting to hit things while making things. And disrupt your opponent just a wee bit. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Let's go ahead and put all this back. Just put it back in the little box over there. Oh yeah, it's still pretty fun. However, it's kind of hard to differentiate again the 10s and 1s unless you say 10 and 1s 18. Or just like whichever's the most left is the 10s. 13. If I was playing Warhammer, I'd be the Warhammer RPG, I'd be on a roll. 18, 13, 0 something. All right, so this is the 4 packs we got as well from the Recollection deck, which is again, I don't know, still feels like it's worth it. You get a full deck that easily playable, easily modifiable, and then you got 4 additional packs. So let's just zoom in just a wee bit, not too much, and see what we get in the Recollection deck. If I can open this properly. Okay. Actually, no, I have a bucket. Let's try to keep things a little bit tidy along the way. Okay, so we got Lost Being, Fantasia Ally, Anomaly, interesting. Pure Beyond, Ranger Skill, Cleric, Spectre, Morning Veilbound, Stealth, Sacrifice Morning Veilbound, one target. One Spectre ally gains Spell Shroud. Okay, not too bad. Fellowship Scale, Sparkling. I kind of want to try to pay attention to Fire for a little bit for any CL cards. Level 1 Floating Memory. I mean, each player draws a card in the memory. Unsure. Brookside Scout, Deluge 3. On enter, if you have 3 or more water element cards in your graveyard, you may... Okay, so this is Aetherwind's Charge. This is a Diana card for sure. Let me also double check. Okay, yeah, those are our commons. This one's a weird token. We'll just put that to the side for now. Okay, so that's not bad. Fracturizing Slash. It is a Merlin win bonus. On attack, you may move 3 Sheen counters from among the units on the field onto the defender. May move 3 Sheen counters from among units. So could you potentially move your Sheen counters if you're playing a Mirror Merlin? That'd be interesting. Which is rare? Nope. Okay. Here's our ultra rare. Ooh, it's a CL card. CL, you're trying to bring me back. Okay, so this as an additional cost to activate, pay X plus X. Put up the X targets ally omens have onto the field rested. For each ally put onto the field this way, wake up that ally if one of its non-norm element matches one of your champion's elements. Umbra. Put up the X target ally omen you have onto the field rested. Okay, so if you're going more of an ally heavy omens, you could potentially pull them out from your omen closet, basically. For each ally put onto the field this way, wake up that ally if one of its non-norm element matches one of your champion's elements. Okay, so if you put a bunch of Umbra in there. Okay, well, we got one ultra rare. I'll just put this in the top left area. I wasn't expecting the first pack to be like that, but okay. Astral Shard, good token. Vestal Priestess, Intercept. Ooh, a 1/4 Intercept for 3? Oh, I see why. You need to be level 3 just to even use this. On enter, recover 4. I mean, it's still pretty good. That's still pretty good. Night Barker. Okay, we got a wolf guy. A Spectre. Return Night Barker from a graveyard field becomes ethereal. Okay. I'm good with that. Aether Charge. I do not play Diana. Assassin Spell. Ooh, your Fractured Memories have 6... If your Fractured Memories has 6 or less Sheen counters, put 2 Sheen counters on it. Otherwise, recover 3. Oh, that's for a common? 2? A way to either recover 3 or boost your Sheen counter. That's... I feel like that could be pretty good. Uncommon. Smoke Bombs. Ooh, they're bringing back Smoke Bombs. That's actually a nice image of Smoke Bombs. And our rare... Soul Mist. Enveloping Soul Mist. Assassin. Skill reaction as long as your champion is awake. This card costs 2 less to activate, so most likely 2. Your champion gains stealth. Ooh. Okay. Giving your champion stealth. Also, I kind of want to put Regalia up here. Like, let's do some reorganizing a little bit. We're gonna have our commons down here. We're gonna have our uncommons, and then our rares, and then Regalia, tokens, and then our ultra rares and goodies around here. All right. The Guardian Sword attack. Ooh. Off with our head. As long as the attacker is attacking a unique ally, it gets a +3 for 2 for potential 5 when you're attacking a unique ally. That still 2 for 2, not bad. I'd give that a solid B. It could take care of a lot of things if you can hit a unique ally though. Chessman. So this is another thing I'm kind of looking forward to is Chessman. The reason being there's like 2, maybe 3 Chessman type cards in the previous set, and they did a lot more for suited. I made a fire suited deck, and that was actually pretty cool at times. So I'm looking forward to see what Chessman has. It looks like it's specific for Alice. So Alice as well with the last set was just a level 1 Alice. They have the level 2 Alice in here. So I'm interested to see if Alice gets to level 3. Remove pressure encounter from champion if prep was removed. Draw a card. Okay, so we got some assassin hate from rangers. Reveal any amount of wind calculus from enemy, and you, if damage would be dealt to your champion, prevent that amount. Oh, it's Veiling Breeze. Oh, it's just a new art of Veiling Breeze. That's nice. Ooh, a shiny super rare drowned mouse. As long as it has ethereal, it has stealth. This is a cleric animal mouse, and you need Alice. At the beginning of your recollection phase, recover X, where is amount of spectre allies you control. Okay, is Alice supposed to be Spectre or Chessman? Well, that's a shiny. Uncommon as an additional cost to activate. Banish 2 cards from your team material deck. What does it do? Spell Shroud. Okay. Why Vice Bishop? As long as you control one or more pawn allies, Vice Bishop has stealth. Interesting. As long as attacking unit with an odd life stat. So attacking unit can also be your opponent if they have a odd life stat. I do wonder if the odd life stat for the opponent is just how much damage they have taken or how much they will have. I'll see if I can bring an example later. Vacuous Call, CL Wind. I'm not too keen on CL Wind, but I could be proven wrong later. Oh, nope. There's still a card in there. Alright, Assassin Spell. Move all machine counters from target unit to your fractured member. Okay, so this is if you're... Then deal X damage to that unit. I mean, I guess that helps with those who are stealth if you get some help with machine counters on stealth cards. Ranger skill, another Chessman. If your Alice is fast activation, sacrifice a Chessman ally, draw 2 cards. 2 for 3. Actually, again, normal, not fire. Able to draw cards fast. An animal turtle. Alice bonus on enter, put a haunt counter on your Phantasmagoria? What? Okay. I feel like that's a setup for something. Wait, that's a common? That's a common. Interesting. Okay. Merlin bonus. Wind again. I don't know if wind's gonna be a good thing. For Merlin, at least. Uncommon. The Nether Dodo Bird. Cleric sacrifice. Bird. If was not ephemeral, draw a card into your memory. Otherwise, deal 2 damage to each champion you don't control. Okay. If it was not ephemeral. So on its first death, you draw a card. On its second death, it does 2 damage to each champion. Ooh, a warrior suited. So suited cards, because I already have a suited deck, I'm going to put to the side. It costs 7. Why does this cost 7? Level 1, this costs 3 less to activate. Okay. So 4. Cardistry 7. Other suited allies you control get +1 and have vigor. And it doesn't end at the end of turn. Ooh, okay. Okay. 7 of spades. Keep you to the side. Alright. So that was the 4 packs that came in with the Merlin deck. So I'm kind of happy with that. Definitely interested to see like what's going on with Alice. So let's open our first box now. When I can. When it wants me to open, please. My fingernails aren't that sharp. Alright, so first box. So what I also enjoy about these boxes is they have like a little emote of one of the characters just on the back. I think that's pretty nice and cute. But yeah, let's go ahead and open this box. All the packs. I don't think there's anything special about the packs, but boy, do you get a lot. It feels like you get a lot. I'm probably only going to open maybe 2 or 3 boxes on stream, and then that's it. We'll call it there. I'm still going to probably focus on commons until I start realizing all the ones that I've never... or basically, once I start seeing them all. Until then, this is just like my ramblings of every card. I did think about like making a grid somehow here of like a, you know, tier list of each card. Doesn't matter if it's common, uncommon. But then I'm like, that's a big space that I cannot do. Okay, Assassin skill. Okay. I do want to pay attention to Assassins and Fire and CL Fire. Draw a card, then discard a card. Normal. If a Fire Element card was discarded on, choose a unit, put 2 Sheen counters on it. Fast pace, okay. Okay, that's still pretty solid. Like a tactic you can do. Thieving Cut. Draw a card if prepared. Okay. That's also on hit. Get banned bot. Okay, we've seen that one. Golden Pyre. Deal 2 damage to a target unit if that unit has a buff counter. I haven't really seen a lot with buff counters. Put a Sheen counter with each unit on Sheen. So add more damage in the future. That's pretty good. Enfeebling Orb. Target opponent puts 2 cards from their hand into their memory. You know, I feel like that could be good. Because you could do this at fast pace. You can sacrifice this, then do one of those negations where they have to pay additional 2. So unless they have 4 in hand, you could potentially just have it go through. Interesting. Ooh, and our second mouse. Apparently, the cards are saying go play this mouse card. So Alice Spectre? Interesting. Okay, so here's a pawn token. I was wondering about pawns, or sorry, I was wondering more about chessmen. Command will, as long as it's using a command card, get +1. If 7 or more damage was dealt, you may sacrifice pawn piece. If you do, summon queen piece. Okay, so there has to be a way to somehow get this at least 7 damage. Tokens go up here. Yeah, we've seen you on March. Oh, here's a command. So this is what you want to do with those pawn tokens for the command on will. Okay. Cleric, Ranger, Human. Recover 3. Only if it's distant. Why is it Why is that a cleric? If it requires it to be distance. Veiling Breeze, nice. Tempestuous Conviction does require CL to be at least higher. 3. Fast. Okay, CL just makes it, or no, not even CL, just any Guardian makes it cost 2 less. Target unit gains Spell Shroud until end of turn. If your influence is 5 or less, draw a card. Alright. Ooh. Cleric Human, Astra, Imbune. It has stealth as if it was Imbune. But you have to reveal Astra cards. So, I'm unsure. Beginning of your end phase, summon an Astral Shard token. I'm unsure how good that could be because you still have to imbue to give it stealth. And when it's stealth, then at the beginning of your end phase, you get to summon. Well, beginning of your end phase. So you do summon this, you're guaranteeing at least 1 Astra Shard. Whether you imbue it or not. Return to the depths. Ooh, Water Seal card. Next time damage will be dealt to your champion. Prevent all but 1. If you're expecting a big hit, that's good. If you're not so much. When 3 or more damage is prevented this way, you may banish a card from your graveyard, put an omen counter on it. Ooh, okay. Oh wait, that's rare. I mean, that could be pretty good. If you're doing that ally stuff, especially with like this one. But you need to banish a card from your graveyard. It would definitely have to be like a omen. Not an omen, a Umbra ally. Memorite Blade. Ooh, token. Seen that. True Sight, level 1. Actually, not bad. 3 for 2/3 and can attack stealth things. I'm sure there's better ways, but still. Merlin bonus, Assassin Sword. So for 3, you're doing. So the other card where you pay 2 do 2 damage. This one's you pay 3 for 4 damage. Doesn't matter if you're Merlin or not. But if you are Merlin, this card is 1 less for each Sheen counter on your Fractured Memories. So you could potentially pay 0 for 4 if you're Merlin. Interesting. Ooh, okay, that could be a heavy hit. Golden Bishop, this is another chessman. Has an odd life stat. If you hit a unit with an odd life stat, and if there's no charge counters on it, put a charge counter. Remove a charge counter, prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to chessman unit. Okay. Pretty good. Burnished Obeleth. This is a Guardian Golem, but it's mainly a benefit to Merlin because Sheen get taunt. 2 for a 0/2 taunter, potentially. On enter, put 2 Sheen counters on target unit you don't control. If that unit is a champion, next card controller activates, cost 2 or more to activate. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now I see a little. Okay, I thought I was seeing like a little shiny thing, but no shiny. Okay, so it's like almost like a good negate. A future negate though. Ranger skill, rare. Just gonna put that down. I don't play Rangers much. Rangers are pretty good at times, but I know Diana, the Aether Wing charge situation becomes like, okay, you gotta really lock in and hone down what your next few steps are gonna be. Mirror Confrontation. Each player may reveal a champion card with base level 3 from the material deck. Each player that does draws a card. Okay. This can be good against those that don't play level 3. There's quite a few high level competitive decks that don't play level 3. So if you know your opponent doesn't play this, this is still a pay 2 to recover 2. I'm unsure how I feel about that one. It's probably on the lower end. Ooh, another Chessman. One Golden Rook is attacking a unit with even life stat. It gets a +1. Ooh, okay. So we care about not only odd, but even numbers too. Lurking Assailant. Stealth as long as it isn't awake. Okay. Lurking Assailant may retaliate against attackers while not defending. Interesting. Chessman command card. When the opponent banishes 3 cards from their graveyard. Unsure. Ranger card. 8th ring. Just gonna keep on going. Alright. Assassin Animal Boar. Queen Cinderhog. It is still this EX, so you have to be at least an advanced element. Stealth. 3, 4, 4, 2 stealth. That's pretty good. Sacrifice Regalia with Divine Relic. I don't know how I feel about that one. Mage Spell Suppress. 2 target allies with the same reserve cost. Unsure how I feel about that one. Could be good. Could be bad. Because you could suppress one of yours and your opponent's. It's just as 2 allies with the same reserve cost. Oh, we got another Merlin. Token. Seen that. This is new. Intercept and Vigor. That's... I was gonna say, that's pretty good. And then I see this. I'm like, oh. You don't want to have a lot of those types of cards. Okay, Drown in Sorrow. Put a haunt counter on your Phantasmagoria. What's a Phantasmagoria? Ephemerate 2. You may activate this card from graveyard by paying the cost 2 to just recover and get another haunt counter, whatever that does right now. I have no clue. Ranger. Seen that. Seen that. Regalia Chessman costs 1 less to materialize, so for analysis is free. Return target Chessman command card from your graveyard to your memory. Okay, so that's definitely a Chessman Regalia piece. Alright. Shardwing. Another Chessman Golden Knight. I don't think we've seen this one. Attacking a unit with Intercept or Taunt. You know, not bad. Not bad. I've seen a lot of taunts out there. However, the troublesome taunts have like a 4 health. So you're still not getting through that. Warrior Spectre Alice bonus. If there are 6 or more haunt counters on it, choose a Spectre ally you control gets +2 to end turn. Okay. Fire Alice, maybe? But then you got this one that wants water. If you factor in 6 or less sheen counters. Oh yeah, we've seen that one before. Dodo Bird, and a Cleric spell. Fantasia, again, has the EX, so let's see. Each player's maximum influence is 7. Okay, so this is actually adding the rule that you can only have 7 cards in hand. I don't know how useful that is, because in late game you're dealing with like 4 or 5 cards usually in your hand. So I think I've only seen 1 or 2 people pull off, hey, I now have 7 or 8 cards in my hand. It happens, but it just feels rare. I don't know if that's going to be good to actually put in your deck. Wolf Boy, Fast Cure. They brought back Fast Cure. I actually needed Fast Cure for a lot of things. I'm glad they've brought this back. Fellowship Go. Nope, seen that. Okay. Refreshing Charge, Aetherwing Smoke Bombs, and Visage Strike. On hit, if you have 2 or less omens, banish and put an omen counter on it. Okay. 2/2 and potentially free omen if it was like an early strike. Golden Gambit, seen it. Remove all sheen counters from units you control. Okay, so definitely an anti-Merlin. Vice Knight. Whenever you activate Chessman command card, gains unblockable. Can't be intercepted and ignores taunt. Damn. Guardian class, CL, water, or yeah, this is, oh, Omens? Yeah, this is definitely a CL card. Has retort 2 plus X, where X is the amount of omens you have. Is there a way for a non-Guardian CL to get omens? Assassin spell, put 3 sheen counters on target. If was prepared, put additional sheen counter on that unit for every 3 cards in your banishment. Okay. Surveil the Winds. That's definitely a good assassin card. I dare not try to pronounce that. Tamer, Siegeable, Ocean. Put top 2 cards of deck into your graveyard. As long as you have 4 or more water element cards in your graveyard, animal and beast allies you control get +1. Interesting. Animal and beast allies. Ooh. The Grave Cake. Sacrifice, put a buff counter on ally. Doesn't draw you a card like Forest Cake does, but it does have Ephemerate, so you could potentially do more buffs. Alright. Aether Charge. Ah, yes, the Toad with Floating Memory. Chessman Command. As additional cost to activate this card, sacrifice up to 2 Awake Chessman allies? What? Sacrifice play enters with the intent with +2 for each ally sacrifice. Okay. Command Chessman, and that gives it a +6. So I guess that's the way to get your queen out from your pawn token. Sacrificing 2 other pawns, in a sense. Or 2 other... I'll play with that a little bit. Mage costs 2 less to activate, so for 1 mage, oh boy. Banish any amount of fire element cards from your graveyard and power 4 plus X. Okay. Another mage. Claimed from beyond. Banish target non-champion from one matches types in your banishment. Includes ally, domain, item, Fantasia, and weapon. I don't know why you want to do that. I'll be honest. I don't know why. I guess you're banishing things that can't come back from the graveyard. But still. 4 damage if there's Sheen counters on it. Nice. Another pawn. Golden pawn. Stolen chance. Chessman command. Yep. We've seen that. Seen that. Summon pawn. 3 chessman cards from your hand or memory if you do summon a pawn. Okay. We found how we get our pawns out, or one of the ways to get pawns. Next time damage will be dealt to your champion. That turn prevent all but 1 of that damage. And then put 2 Sheen counters. Okay. Build the chimney sweep. Alice Ephemerate. What does this do? If it is not Ephemerate, sacrifice a Spectre ally. Okay, so if you then pay for 5 instead of 3, you then discard a card. I don't know about Build the Chimney Sweep. I'm going to be honest. It is a super rare, so I'm going to put Build the Chimney Sweep up here. I feel like Build the Chimney Sweep might be a little gimmicky. Not going to lie. 4/3, but to sacrifice a Spectre ally? Or discard a card. There are combos I am not seeing here. Beyond. Yep, this is when things start picking up because I'm starting to recognize most of this. Veiled Gambit. Sacrifice a chessman ally. Prevent the next 4 damage that will be dealt to your champion. And 1 additional. Okay. Refinement on enter, draw a card into memory. Remove refinement counter. Draw a card into memory. Not bad. Flared Iridescence. So deal 4 damage to target unit, and then you get either Ephemerate by either being level 5, just Merlin level 5, or Merlin with Sheen counters. Alright. So that could be your Mage Merlin too. Oh, there's the Memorite Obelisk. Another fast cure, which is good. We got, what is this? What is a shiny card? As long as you have no cards in your graveyard. Okay, that's might not happen with a level 3 Alice. Put a haunt counter on your Phantasmagoria, then put X top cards from your deck onto the graveyard where X is the amount of haunt counters. Okay, so we got graveyard shenanigans. Seven potential. All right, yeah, we'll continue on. Unarmored Call. Activate the card only during your opponent's recollection phase. Choose a number. To enter an object's reserve cost equal to that number. Enter the field of rested. Could be good. For a second, I thought this was a Dao Chan type card. Until end of turn, if 3 or less damage would be dealt to your champion, prevent that damage. Oh. That could stop a few things. Okay, okay. Interesting for a wind card. Let's see. Embrace Nor. Until end of turn, all allies gain stealth. Ooh, actually. And then CL, if you have one or more Umbra element omens, draw a card. Okay, so for 2, potentially draw a card and all allies gain stealth. Nice. It's like a free smoke bomb. Assassin Warrior spell. Activate this card during your opponent's turn. So it's really trying to teach people to activate cards on opponent's turn, which I enjoy, but it seems like it could hinder some things. Sacrifice any memorite object. Target weapon you control gets +X until end of your next turn, where X is the amount of object sacrifices way to put X gene counters on your fractured memories. Okay, so when your opponent goes to their end step, you may want to then cast that, or... Ooh, and we got the Diana Distortion card. Ranger Distortion Human. For 3, pure, it is a 2/4 Distortion. And then Diana has range 3x, where X is 3 times the amount of curse cards in your champion's lineage. Class bonus. So you have to be a ranger. All curse cards in your champion's lineage lose all abilities. That's actually pretty good. Not gonna lie. That seems cracked. That seems like it's gonna break a few things if you're playing just normal Diana. The Umbra Diana. Alright. Token. Oh, what is this? Whenever your champion levels up, recover 2. Nice. At the beginning of your end phase, you may sacrifice spawn. If you do, draw a card into your memory. Interesting. Okay. Ducal Seal. Ducal Seal? Oh, well. It is a Regalian Guardian accessory. Okay. End of turn, players can't declare attack unless they pay 3 for each attack declaration. Unsure. Abnegation. Cleric spell. Alice bonus. Recover 8. What the fuck? Pay 2. Recover 8 immediately. Damn. Okay. As long as this card's activation in your control was negated this turn, this card is... As long as a card activation you controlled was negated this turn, this card in your graveyard has Ephemerate 2. And it's fast. Okay. That... Just makes me think it's not too bad when you get negated. You get back, yeah, I'm not going to pay the 2 because then I'm going to recover 8. On Chalice Mistral. Yep, we've seen this. This is new. Nope. Well, it's a card that's been printed before. Misty Whispertail. Sacrifice Misty Whispertail. If Whispertail was not ephemeral, draw a card into your memory. Otherwise, recover 3. Not bad. Ignition draw. Champion has distance. It's a ranger spell, distant stuff. I do not care. Sorry for all people who play rangers. I just can't do that kind of math at times. Although I could do CL math. Alright, Fellowship Gale. Incapacitate. Ooh, okay, they're bringing that back. That allows you to negate cards. Betraying Blade. Assassin Dagger. You may pay 2 if you do put a preference counter on your champion, and it's floating memory. Not bad. Genufluenting Execution. Mage Efficiency. Destroy up to 2 target rested allies. It's interesting with CL and Diana kind of working together, taking down each queen, it looks like, based on the art. Ah, yes, the queen token piece. Okay, as long as the allies... As long as you control one or more chessmen pawn allies, prevent all damage will be dealt to the queen. As long as this attacking unit using the command card gets +6. Ooh, okay. If you get the queen and pawns, you're good. If this is attacking domain gets +2, so that could kill most domains, yeah. Spark, drifting. Alright, Longbowman. Nope, it's a ranger. I'm out. Twisted Verdict. Oh, I spoiled it. Alright, well, first, target opponent looks at the top 5 cards of your deck. They choose 2 cards from among them and put them into the library. Put the rest in the bottom of the deck in any order. Okay. Alright. Another distortion. Ally human. On attack, put a Sheen counter on target unit. Sacrifice Merlin. Put 2 Sheen counters on target unit. Then wake up your champion. 2/3 for 3. I'm unsure how I feel about that one as well. It doesn't feel as good compared to the Diana one if you're actually playing Ranger. It's definitely a Sheen counter generation, but that's about it. Alright, I think I could start zipping by most of these things. As I say that, then we find another toad. I do like the toads. Let's see, we got class bonus, tamer animal, human frog. Don't know who that is. I don't know who that's for. Bishop's Cross. The Schwarzen Knights, Roland. Ooh, Wind Chessman guy. And also super rare, apparently. Okay. On ally, if killed unit had Interceptor or Tonk, wake up Roland. Uses ability only once per turn. Okay. So he's definitely the killer of taunts. Yeah, because it will get him at least 4 attack on a command. Simple command. Problem is, I think I see more water type chessman cards than I see wind, so we'll see. Ooh. Holographic Queen Piece token. Nice. We'll put that up there with the goodies. Pyro Slash. Ooh, okay, so this is a fire CL bonus. This card costs 2 less to activate for each up to 2 fire elemental omens you have. Nice. So potentially it is a slightly cheaper, heavier swing, but it also on attack deal 5 damage to the attacker. Okay, so you're going to still do 5 damage to yourself. for a cheaper, heavier swing. I'm unsure. Maybe good. Rare Ranger spell. Champion doesn't draw a card. Put any amount of curse cards from your hand or memory onto the bottom of your champion. Okay. That will be dangerous. One Piece, Golden Pond, Gear, Mystery. Yep, we've seen these before. Freezing Gambit. See, there's a lot more like water chests than there is the wind chests. So I'm unsure how Roland's gonna be useful. Choose one or both. Most likely gonna be both for 2 fast. Choose one or both, negate unless controller pays 2, and then target unit gets -3. Yeah. Nullifying Lantern. Ooh, that's back. Ooh, Purifying Thuribil. Okay, banish Purifying Thuribil. Target opponent banishes X cards from the graveyard. If X is 3 or greater, draw a card in memory. So yeah, this can help you take care of like Luminal Guide or other things. Or things that basically just graveyard shenanigans for wind. Oh, yep, we've seen that. Veiling Beast, we've seen that. Okay. Cleansing Reunion. Imbue. Target player banishes 3 cards from their graveyard. If it's imbue, that player banishes 6 cards from the graveyard. Okay, so that's basically the same as that, if not better? Question mark? Additional cost to activate this card. Return Regalia to Mitchell. Draw a card, then put 2 preparation counters on your champion. Return Regalia you control back to the deck. Maybe. Ooh, a level 1 Alice. Distorted Queen. Distorted Queen. Cleric Distorted Human. Oh, this is a different Alice than the other one. Okay, so this is the Spectre Alice, probably. You gain the Phantasmagoria Mastery, then put 2 Haunt counters on it. On lineage release, recover 2x, where x is the amount of cards in Alias's lineage. How do you add more? Oh, curses. You could probably add more curses to yourself. Alright, alright. I mean, that gives me another champion to play with. And apparently you love cursing yourself. I don't know why you want to curse yourself. Okay, this is another Merlin, Kashin. 2 less activate, destroy target item or weapon with memory cost 0. Controller puts a Sheen counter on a unit they control. That's actually pretty good. Or potentially paying 2 if you have 6 Sheen. Yeah. Cleric spell reaction. Target, yeah, against spell shroud. Okay. Oh wait, uncommon. Uncommon. And then a rare. I saw a ranger. I think that's our 3rd one of that one. Okay. What? Shiny Bandersnatch Frumerous Foe. It is an anomaly specter beast bear taunt. Class bonus. Anomaly specter. Beasts? I think there's no tamer. They're not beasts, they're tamers. Whenever they is dealt damage, recover 3. The fuck? Sacrifice another ally. Gets +2 and cleave until end of turn. What is this? Carter? Okay. Uncommon buffeting. I was gonna say befitting, but no, it's buffeting. Hurricane. Cleric spell wind. Nice. Draw a card in memory, or whenever you express, or not even an or. Whenever you express an object, deal 2 damage to target champion. Oh. Okay. Another warrior chessman command attack, but wind. Okay, so there might be a better wind stuff for. I don't know which one's better than wind or water for chessman pieces. Equivalent exchange. Summon a lost being rested. You may banish 2 ally cards from a single graveyard. So you could banish your opponent's allies. If you do, wake up that token and put a buff counter on it. That sounds pretty cool. It doesn't require you to be cleric, it's just like you get it no matter what you are. Although you probably benefit more depending on what the lost one actually is, but that's an uncommon. Cleric spell reaction. Negate target card activation and deals 3+ level unpreventable damage to their champion. Unless the controller has suffocating ash. Interesting. And overflow the barrel. Alright. I'm gonna be right back, guys. The coffee is finally hitting, so I'll be back soon. Alright, I'm back, guys. Yeah, and the coffee hits, the coffee hits. Okay, so what was the last thing I really got that I was like, I can't read this right now. As long as you have no cards in your graveyard, this costs 2 less to activate. Okay, so doubt. Hunt counter on your Phantasmagoria, then put top cards from your deck to your graveyard or excess mana. I think I have seen this one before. Okay. Alright, let's open up the next box. I'm gonna take this stack of commons and put it to the side. Alright. Do a little organizing. And again, if I see any suited cards, I'm just putting them to the side here. See if I can upgrade and modify my suited deck. Alright, we've seen these before. Our first shiny. And then uncommon. No, we've seen that. What is this? On entry, you may reveal 3 advanced element cards from your material deck. If you do, again, this card gains first. Advanced element card with each player activates, costs 2 more to activate. Each player activates. So, and then, okay, so on 2+ sacrifice ward. I was going to say, is like, why do you want this? You're going to put this on the field and it's just going to screw you. I mean, that might be good. Because again, you could sacrifice it, draw a card later. And it is a Fantasia, and there are some decks out there that love Fantasias, so still be good. Molten Echo. Deal 1 damage to target unit of the punishing counter. Okay, so Merlin. And then Ephemerate. I'm going to say probably not that good. I don't think that's going to see much use. Because you're paying 2 to do 1 damage and put a Sheen. That could still be a good combo piece, but I think there could be just better ones out there. Equivalent exchange, that's nice. Ash. This one I was confused with. Negate target activation unless its controller has Suffocating Ash. So this is basically, hey, I'm going to do Suffocating Ash on you. If you don't have Suffocating Ash in your hand, it deals 3 plus my level unpreventable damage. And your target is, and I negate your target card. That Fire Cleric for 1? For potentially 1? It is an EX though, so who knows? I just feel like that card could easily do, well, let's see, you're typically level 3. And I think the Arisana can get you more levels. Ooh, actually, Arisana, that might be good. I mean, it can be stopped as well. It is a fast action too. So you can do it at your opponent's end step, or no, you can do it during your opponent, like when they put a card down to negate it. It's like a little whiplash. Yeah, I like that. I might now be building a Fire Arisana deck. Alright. So, common. Shiny Incapacitate. Uncommon object. Illusionary Armmaster. This isn't even a chess piece. Warrior. Oh, I don't use Warrior. On enter, target warrior weapon you control gains Spell Shroud. Not bad. Put 2 ability count. Actually, that's pretty good for a warrior. If anyone's doing a water warrior, that's actually pretty good. Give your weapon Spell Shroud and more durability. Spell Shroud till end of turn, but still. Ooh. The Vice King. To go with the Vice Queen. Alright, it is a chessman. Nice. Yeah, because I use the Vice Queen a lot. I remember in my CL deck. Okay, so what does this do? Alice bonus. This card costs 2 less to activate for each up to 2 pawn allies you control. So this card costs 2 less to activate for each up to 2 pawn. So this could be potentially a 2-drop. It's either a 2, 4, or 6-drop. Choose one that hasn't been chosen. Tap. If you control a chessman bishop ally, draw a card. If put a buff counter on chessman ally knight. Change the target of attack to a chessman rook ally you control. If you do, that ally gets +2 till end of turn. Okay, so you kind of manipulate the battlefield, but you don't get any power. I'm unsure how I feel about that one. I mean, it's definitely water manipulation. I do enjoy that. But it does require you to have other cards to satisfy the manipulation. Otherwise, it's just a card that sits there and looks pretty. Oh, there's the bishop. All right, and that's I think the first pack we went through that I'm like I've seen it all. So yeah, I could probably now talk about my plans right now after this stream is probably play more of that Skyrim mod pack. Record it and then edit it down heavily just to have the good bits in there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the uncensored version. Have I seen this one? Yeah. Ranger skill. I'm also tempted to just stream it on the Discord. Just go on Discord and just like, okay, we're gonna see all the crashes and have things recorded just to be like, yeah, you guys want to see it all? Otherwise, it's just gonna be some of those edited videos where you just get to see the funny bits, not the me struggling bits. I don't know. Do people like to see the struggle? I think I do. I've seen a few. People like Jabo and oh, there was another one. Another one with a J. I can't remember. And Doug Doug, where they do heavy edits of their content. Hold on. Warrior Crux on enter until end turn. You may activate target warrior attack in your banishment. Interesting. Where they take like 3 days worth of recordings and edit it down to like 40 minutes. Which I feel like is going to be like, I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Surveil the Winds, Uncommon, Sacrifice Play, and then, yep, we've seen these. But it also makes it feel like I didn't waste my time trying to install this giant mod pack. But I'm enjoying the mod pack. Like, I had so many allies, so many different quests, so many little hidden things here and there, and things I'm like, this should be easy. Suddenly there's a weird boss in this cave. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Alright, so this is a new card. This is a Fantasia reversible. Ephemerate. Huh? That's okay. You pay 3 for mana rock. And if it gets destroyed, it is a fractal. Hmm. Maybe. Mage Steel. Hey, Sophia. I'm doing pretty well. How are you? Just going through all the cards that, well, on my second box. I'm trying to determine how good these cards are or how bad they are. Or how, I can't tell. I cannot tell you. This card toss choose less to activate, banish any amount fire element cards from your graveyard. Empower 4X. I'm unsure. Unsure on that one. Ooh, Ranger. A Ranger rare card. Draw card into memory. Not bad. Class bonus whenever Ranger becomes distant. If it has no, put a buff count. I mean, that's forever, so that would be pretty good. And it is not a Regalia. What cards are these? These are Grand Archive cards, which is a card game that's been going on for about almost 3 years now. But yeah, I found this out because there was a tournament going on locally around my area. Basically when the CL deck came out, CL starter deck, I was like, you know what? I'll give this a shot. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed the mechanics of it. And then I signed up for a tournament that's basically like not quite the world champion, but basically the championship of the country. Accidentally, without realizing that I signed that up. And I won one. Ooh, shiny. I won one match. Which is pretty impressive for a person who has not played for like 2 weeks. Or has started playing for 2 weeks versus those who have started since they joined. 7 pawn. And then I did a regional, which is like, if you have to like think of US split up into 4, like time zone regions. I went for that one. That was pretty fun. A lot more helpful people than I would have expected at first. Like, the community is great. The cards, the themes of it, also great. Fits my style as well. Are these cards based on an anime? Nope. They're their own IP. Right now, they kind of did the... So, The company is called Weebs of the Shore. Definitely not Wizards of the Coast. 100% definitely not them. But they take some inspirations here and there. They have gone through a King Arthur type vibe of a set. Then they went to a steampunk, I think. Not much magic there. But then they went to like the Three Kingdoms. If you know old magic, there was that Three Kingdom set. But what's also great here is they're going through like a Alice in Wonderland set. So they're still making their own characters, making their own cards, just borrowing Alice in Wonderland. So if you know Force of Will, they kind of did that route too, where Force of Will also went Cthulhu route. So I'm going to be interested if they start going to Eldritch Horrors. If they do. I doubt. But if they do, I'll be into it. I'm definitely going to be all up in that. All right. Veiled Gambit. But yeah, it's unfortunate that ooh, what's this? We're at the part where I've went through all the commons. So that's the unfortunate bit. Next time, target player would glimpse any amount that player glimpsed to instead. Okay. That negates the Ranger Diana card and Arisana. So situational regalia, depending on what you're up against, it could be an A or it could be a D. If you're up against an opponent that does not glimpse at all, then it's a waste of a card. But yeah, they also have like heavy anime theme, as you can clearly see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we should be at the uncommons. Freezing Gambit was pretty good. Nullifying Lantern, glad they reprinted that. What's this? Topsy Decree. Cleric spell. Imbue. Choose one. If Topsy Decree was imbue, choose two instead. Ooh, nice. Okay. Gain Spell Shroud. Good. One target opponent discards a card from their hand or memory. That's alright. Choose up to 2 cards from a single graveyard, banish them. That's also pretty good. Okay. I mean, best case you get Spell Shroud, which means no spells can attack your champion. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would assume that, because that's what first drew me in, because there was like banners, posters, where they call it Ascent, but again, it's like the country's championship situation. And I was like, yeah. And I saw a lot of people think like, what anime is this? I'm like, it's not an anime, it's a card game. Trust me. I've been there too. I want to see if there was an anime, but there isn't, unfortunately. Which is fine. They have stories, but not books, but like short stories on their website about these characters. So you'll see about Ciel, about Alice, about Merlin. And what kind of drew me in... Ooh, hold on, I gotta read this. If you would glimpse that amount, glimpse X instead, or X is that amount plus 1. What? So you just always glimpse an additional 1. For Astra? I don't know. Well, Astra is only for Diana. No, I think Arisana is also Astra, so that might be good. Worst case, you also banish, draw a card into memory. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good if you're always wanting to glimpse. I feel like I was going on a tangent. I was. Short stories. My brain is thinking. Short stories on their website. That's the last thing I remember saying, but I felt like there was a run-on going on happening. I guess if you want to get a little bit more immersed of like who these characters are, There's plenty of stuff out there. They're also great support for their communities. There's a couple podcasts out there. There's some people who make guides on how cards interaction work, which I think is also helpful. Especially for those who are like, I have no clue what some of these do. Or what does that even mean? 6 of spades. Ooh, okay, so this is a suited human, so I'm going to keep the suited cards to the side to upgrade my suited deck. So let's see. It's a Assassin Guardian. Interesting combination. Stealth. Nice. You could pay 6, lose a stealth, and gets +2 until end of turn. You may change the target of an attack to 6 of spades. Oh, that's the Guardian bit. Okay. I'm unsure, because then it'll get 5 health, so that can prevent most damages. Think about that one. Summon 2 pawn pieces. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. Oh, wait. Yeah, suited goes to that. If double pawns activated during a pawn's turn, recollection, those tokens also gain taunt. Okay. And then Guardian skill. Next time damage will be dealt to your champion this turn. Prevent 5 of that damage. Your champion's first attack during your next turn gets X+, where X is the amount of damage prevented. Oh. Oh. Hit me harder, basically. And then I'll come back swinging. And if you're a Guardian, this is a 2-drop instead of a 4-drop. Ooh, that... Okay, Fire CL. Fire CL is pretty good. On average, you're probably stopping 3 damage. So you pay 2 to deal 3 damage. It's actually pretty good. And you're preventing 3 damage as well, so. Seen that, and seen that. Oh, I remember what drew me into this. Because I play a lot, I was playing a lot of like Magic Commander stuff, and what I liked about the Commander is the fact that you have like that little guy on the side that's like, this is your champion. This game is basically having you as your champion, like your level 1 Alice Distorted Queen. Here's your health, and you can level up and do things. As your champion, and your champion kind of dictates your deck. Sometimes, most of the time, but there's of course wacky combos that people have done. Failing Blaze, Wise Bishop. I didn't. Oh, there are 2 bishop cards. Okay. And then we got another super rare Diana Distortion. But yeah, it does definitely plays a theme, which I think also what drew me with Flesh and Blood was because of the themes. But then what I hated about Flesh and Blood was 1 round takes an hour. One round of Grand Archive can take on average 20 minutes. So faster games, I enjoy that way more. Actually, no, I haven't read this one. On kill of... Okay. If the killed unit had an odd life stat, draw a card. Alright. Not bad. All right. Now, okay, so Lost Being has no additional things. I remember there was a card back there where you summon Lost Being. I was like, what else does Lost Being do? Nothing great. That's still pretty good. That's good. Tweedledum. Tweedledum, what do? You're assassin. You gain stealth. Choose the opponent as you declare an attack with Tweedledum rather than a target defender. That opponent chooses a valid unit they control as the defender. Hmm. I mean, for an attack of 3 and a stealth, and your opponent instead chooses which one to attack, might be a good balance mechanic. You just have to find a way to wipe the board, and then your opponent can only choose themselves. Or they could choose, well, it has to be a valid, so they can't choose like another stealth character they have to be like, pick this one. It's like, well, I can't. Steel Shard Strike, prepare 1 on attack. If it was prepared, recover 1x, where x is the total amount of sheen counters on each defending unit. Huh? What do you mean each defending unit? You're only attacking 1. X is the total amount of sheen counters on each defending unit. So I guess you count up the sheen counters of each unit on the field then. And you recover that much? Ooh. Ooh, that could be good. One difficult pack. Come on. Merlin, level 2. Goes to the token mark. Sign Crowing. Okay, so Tamer. Tamer gives it stealth on attack, buff counter, animal BC control. Okay, so if you want the animal deck, that'd be good. I could go for the horse deck too. Too bad it's not a unique. In fact, if it was probably a unique ally, it would have been even better. Okay, so I see a special card coming up. Okay, what is this? Another Merlin. Nice. Okay, so we got two Merlins, 2 distorted Merlins. Okay. We got 2 distorted Merlins, 2 distorted Dianas. That's actually pretty good. Not bad. And this is our last pack for the day. I expected this to go for up for 2 hours, and we're at the 2-hour mark, which is perfect. All right. Longbowman, Twisted Verdict, and our last one, Therm Schwartz Rook. Put a buff counter on Therm whenever you use a command card. Ooh, and Alice on leave. Put the buff counters that were on to a pawn ally. Ooh, that could be good. All right. Well, thank you all for stopping by. Hopefully you had a good time. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna do a little cleanup. I'm gonna go have lunch, and then I'm gonna go play Skyrim and record that mod pack that I don't feel comfortable streaming because of the things that could show. So I'm gonna record it, censor it, and then probably post it up on YouTube. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful night, or morning, depending where you are. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another game. I don't know what game it is. Probably gonna be horror theme. Most likely horror theme. There's a few I have in the back pocket that I want to play. But right now, Skyrim's on the brain. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Have a good time. Bye.